What's going on, everyone? My name is Impulse, and welcome back to the Create mod here in our factory from Hermitcraft Season 8. As you saw in the intro, we've got a chocolate river. It's flowing, and I'm singing because I'm so happy. Look at this. It is completely filled up all the way around to edge. It's done. It's completely filled up. And now what we can do is start to suck the chocolate out of this river, which has been properly aerated now by the river waterfall there. And now we can pump it into the part of the factory that's actually going to be creating the chocolate bars. So that's what we need to do next. We're going to bring it into this space here. Currently, these pipes are going up. We don't want to do that. We want to bring them back down and then get them basically pumped into actual chocolate bars. I think there's some like stamping that we have to do. I don't know. We have to look for the right devices here in Create mod, and we'll figure out how to turn it from a liquid chocolate into actual candy bars. So first thing I'm going to do is put in a pump, I think, that's going to pump the liquid right through this pipe and up. Oops. And that's fine. I'm going to have to go in there anyway to put that pipe in, and then we'll be able to get it into the right room. And that should be fun to figure out how we're going to do this. So, all right, let me dip into my inventory here, and yeah, I'll probably use some of these. All right, we've got some progress here. You can see we've got our pump pumping out the chocolate from just right here in this corner, kind of tucked back in this bit here. And every time it sucks some up, it'll have to be refilled from our waterfall there. But we've got that pipe running all the way up through here. As you can see, I'm gonna have to cover this up and clean it up so it's completely hidden. And then we go up through here and then over. And then what we're gonna do is actually dump it back out as liquid. And so get it out of the pipe here, let it go down through here and just actually flow through here. And then that gets us into this room here. So at some point we should start to see that chocolate come out of that pipe there. And actually, I'm not seeing particles, so I'm wondering if it's not quite making it. There we go. I wonder if that is going to make a mess. We might need to put some of these blocks around it just to make sure it's not going to go everywhere. There we go. Okay, now chocolate's flowing out. We had just a couple pipes too long there for it to actually flow. So let's see. This should just kind of come down, and it's going to start to go, but then it's going to stop because it's not all solid sources. So I'm kind of curious to see if as it pumps more out, if it will actually continue to go further on, or if we have to do something else down here to kind of collect it and spit it back out. We'll see. So while I'm waiting for that to spread, I'm going to go ahead and take these out. They're no longer needed as far as going up. We want the chocolate to actually come down to us, and then we'll be able to start figuring out how to turn it into actual chocolate bars, which I'm super excited about. Well, that didn't work out exactly like I was hoping for. It never spread through here. So I realized I was going to need a hose pulley actually to come down and fill this up, much like we did with the chocolate river there. So I went ahead and put one of those in right here, and you can see now this has been dropped down all the way to the bottom there. So we did cover it up with some chocolate so you don't actually see it, which is nice. So it does look like it's actually happening this way. And then as it comes over here, this actually does fall through, and then we are just catching it with a pump here. And I connected a spout because I think the next thing we want to do is to, I mean, I could put this right into a basin and then go mechanical press it right into chocolate bars, but then we would just have chocolate bars, and that would not be any fun. Look at this entire space that I'd like to do a little more with than just that corner there making chocolate bars. So we can actually tear this down. This is a bit sad that we're getting rid of this, but we don't need this anymore. We're going to make actual chocolate bars in the Create mod. And yeah, you just saw all the secret ingredients there. Apparently there was a cookie involved. So I think what I want to do instead is I want to put the chocolate back into buckets and then have them maybe go across a conveyor system, flung around the factory a little bit, and then over to this side and against this back wall, we can kind of have the chocolate bar making portion of it. So at least then there's some movement along this back area. With chocolate buckets flying through the air, it's definitely going to seem a little more Wonka-fying, right? All right, once again, we have some more progress, and we've got our chocolate flowing into a pump now, which is going into this spout and filling up our buckets here. As you can see, we are just waiting for some more chocolate to come in, and then we should see this spout go ahead and fill up this bucket. Let's watch this in action. You can see the spout filling. As soon as it's full, bucket gets filled, drop down to this conveyor belt, and then we're just waiting for it to be shot over to the other side of the room, which is, it's a pretty far launch right there. And then I decided to use something different. I wanted to do something to get up over this door. This is our door to our storage room right here, and I didn't want to have anything kind of come across this bit, so that if we wanted to, we couldn't, of course, still walk in there without running into any flying chocolate milk buckets. And so we've got this fan now, which is going straight up into the funnel there and into this chest, and then just spitting out onto this conveyor belt and dropping down. So starting to get a lot of movement in here, and I think we're to the point now that since we've got it from that wall all the way over to this wall in some fun ways, it's just fun to watch those buckets fly across the room. And now that it's there, we can actually put it into a strainer and press it into chocolate. So that's the next step, is along this wall we're actually going to start making the chocolate bars. All right, the chocolate is flowing, and we now have a press that is actually making chocolate bars, as you can see, which right now are going nowhere. They're just falling off the belt, sitting on the ground and rotting. But let me show you what we've set up over here. So I showed you this already. We've got the conveyor belt transferring these out into a fluid container and basically just dumping the milk out of the buckets into this container, and then we're pumping it into this basin, which we're using to press the chocolate here with this presser. So I've hooked up kind of all these motors together, at least, so there's only one creative motor over here, and we're starting to get some moving parts, and I want to continue to do that. Anytime I can just use like one creative motor for an entire area, I'm going to try to do, and get more into some of these shafts and cogs and gearboxes, and this was able to do that with just one, so that's awesome. But we do have a problem, and that is we have now empty buckets. After it gets dumped out of here, they just kind of fling off to the side and end up landing right there, which is actually kind of cool. A little bit more motion in here, but I think what we need to do is actually get these empty buckets all the way back over to this side of the room, because right now this chest is going to run out if we don't refill these buckets. So let's see if we can figure this out together. I'm probably going to stumble through this a little bit, but if we have our weighted ejector here, when you right click with it, it will actually pick where it's going to land. So that's what we need to do first, actually, is figure out where we're going to fling it. So if we look across the room, it looks like it's going to actually hit about here if we go straight across, and we don't want that. We actually want to get it in this chest. So I think I need to see if I can get it over one spot. All right, so I think we'll do this with the belt here. We'll have it go a little bit further, and now we can put our weighted ejector right here and have it fling all the way across the room. It looks like straight across is going to be about right here. What we want to have happen actually is for it to land in, basically we could probably just use a hopper with this. We don't need to do anything super technical. We just need to catch the buckets and put it right back into that chest. So we'll just go regular Minecraft on this and kind of intermix some of these things. If we use just a regular hopper here and get the ejector to fling it over there, now let's set the ejector. We can right click that. We have to shift right click because we're floating here. That's our target. That's where we want this stuff to end up. And now we can put our weighted ejector right here. Now, of course, we need to power this guy. So I think I'm going to try to power this in the wall here. We can just put a gearbox, link it up with this bit right here. And we have a gearbox in our hotbar all ready to go. So let's see if we do that and then do another gearbox. That should start to get our weighted ejector. Actually, no, look, it's on the side here that we need to get the motion happening from. So gearbox. I mean, we just have a crazy amount of gearboxes, but that should seem to work. Actually, it's not really going where it needs to go, is it? I wonder if that's too far for it to fling. Maybe I should have paid attention as we picked our target, because if we right click the target and then come over here and put down this, it's probably going to tell us I can't do that. Target was not valid. Yeah, we have to pay attention. You saw it come up on screen. So I guess that's because it's just too far to go. Either that or I'm not going straight across. Let's see. No, we're definitely going straight across, so it must be a distance limitation. Now, I wonder if we ponder this, if it will actually tell us how far it can eject. All All right, I couldn't really figure out how to tell how far it is willing to go. So let's just see if we can get it to go this far. We're at the same height now, and I'll just go ahead and break this one and place that. And it says ejecting too, so it's okay with this. That's good. And we've made it all the way over here, which is awesome. So let's see if the bucket will actually land here. Here it comes. There it goes right there. And that's probably good enough. We could actually use a chute and bring it into the hopper that way, I suppose. So let's grab a chute and see if we can work backwards. We'll go up and then we'll go over with the chute. Let's see. How do we go over with it? There we go. And I think because we need to go over twice, we better start going over sooner. Okay, so let me go ahead and clear this chest out, and then we'll know if we're actually getting our buckets back. All right, the chest is now completely clear. We've got our chutes here, and we just need to see if that bucket will get flung over here into the chute. Looks like it caught it, and if it will go down through the hopper and then into the chest. And I'm thinking it did, and then one came out already. So let's just take a look. We'll keep our eye on this and see if a bucket actually comes through. There we go. Right as I was speaking, it came right in. So we do have an empty bucket, and now it will queue up and get ready to get filled as it works its way across. It looks like there's actually a few extra buckets in the system, and it looks like we're making more chocolate than we can actually process. So we're gonna have to do something about this. Something needs to be slowed down, I suppose. And maybe the pump that's pumping the chocolate out of the river needs to slow down, or we can speed up some machines, because look, we definitely have a backup, and as soon as that's sitting there, another one gets put out, and then okay, that moved along just in time. Let's take a look and see if it's still keeping up. What happens first? Is that going to move along, or is that going to get filled first? And if that gets filled first, then we have a problem. So that's just a matter of, okay, maybe it's okay. Look, the chocolate just poured, or it moved along, and now it's getting poured. So we're okay, but why was there a bunch of chocolate buckets on the ground? Something obviously isn't moving fast enough. So let me keep my eye on this for a minute and just make sure we don't have a bottleneck in the system. All right, I think we have a good cadence now of filling these buckets. I basically just turned down the pump that was pumping all the chocolate from the river into this area here. And you know what? Now I'm looking at this, I think I'm gonna get rid of that, because I think it'll look better if it's not there, right? Because we have all this machinery in the way. And yeah, now it's not backing up anymore. The buckets are coming on. It's going down at a perfect speed, I think, so that we can actually watch it process each bucket one by one, getting flung across here. And yeah, the rest is history. So we're wasting chocolate bars. How many have we made already? Holy cow, almost 2 stacks of chocolate bars have already been made. This is insane, but we're not storing them just yet. So we need to do that next. I'm going to just, for today, I'm going to just put them in a chest. I know it's kind of a boring thing, but that's what we're going to do, because I need to think about, what do I want to do next? I want to take these chocolate bars and kind of mimic packaging them, right? Like we have just the standard bar of chocolate now, no wrapper, anything like that, because there's not actually an iDimpy bar in the game. There's no way to really do it, but what we can do is actually make it seem like these chocolate bars are going through a packaging process, and that's something I want to work on. Some kind of weird artifacts keeps popping up on screen every time I pick these up. Watch the screen. Do you guys see that? I don't know if that's getting picked up in the recording itself, but every time I pick up a bar, there's like a weird glitch on screen. It didn't actually happen that time. Let's see if it happens again. Okay, well, I just mentioned it. Now it's not doing it. So, all right, maybe you guys did catch it. Maybe you didn't. Anyway, okay, so in order to get this done, we're going to need a funnel. I love the way that press sounds, by the way. It sounds really cool as it's pressing it down into chocolate bars. And I think what we can do now is just basically get a chest here and then have it get picked up into the chest. That should do. It should be fairly simple. Those are now going, nope. Oh, now going into the chest. There they are. Oh, there was the artifacts again. That time it showed. Okay, let me pop these in here so we can keep track of how many chocolate bars we've made. Over 2 stacks now, and it is just cranking. Oh, this is so awesome. So, all right, we're at a stage now where we've kind of done the chocolate river. We are making the chocolate bars, and now we need to make this room very cool. I mean, this is taking up hardly any room. We need to come up with some things to really make this room whimsical. It's really big. So at this point, I'm gonna toss it over to you guys. Looking for some ideas here. What are some things we could do in this room to kind of give it that Wonka vibe, right? As we're taking the chocolate and we're trying to make it look like we're actually packaging it and maybe sending it out to the trucks, things like that. What are some things we could use? And especially if you got anything that's related to Create Mod mechanics, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And yeah, give me your ideas. Sorry, this video did take a little bit longer. I kind of had a change in schedule and it threw me off for a bit, but I'm hoping to get another Create video out this week if all goes well. And I have some exciting news to announce as well in that video. So again, leave me some comments, leave me some ideas. What are some things you'd like me to do here with the Create Mod in the factory to Wonka-fy it a little bit more? I mean, we've kind of just stuck with the functional stuff. And other than our dairy go around is had a little bit of Wonka-ism to them, but I want to do that. I want to have more fun and less function. If you guys can come up with some good ideas, love to hear them. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you have not subscribed already, make sure you do that before you go. And with that said, I'll see you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.